we're so small. We're the teeniest of the tiniest. Look at that. Just teeny tiny little ones. There we are.
Jesus God.
We're normal sized.
Show's already off the freaking rails.
Decent sized Doyles now. All right, guys. Welcome to Hellbent Live. It's another Hellbent Holler Live at 129. Episode 129. God, it feels so much longer.
Is this episode one? We've done this 129 times.
We've done well. Now there have been special episodes like after school.
Very special episode.
Yeah, after school specials. There's been all of that.
The gym teacher gave me the special juice. Isn't that what happened to Arnold? Was it the gym teacher that shopkeeper gave him the
shopkeeper?
Yeah, the special juice.
I wouldn't take the juice from my gym teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back here. Let's go back. Welcome to Hellbent Live. My name is Jesse Doyle. This is my husband, my cinematographer, my best and my worst employee, Joe Doyle. Good to see you, Joe. Glad to see that the negotiations for...
Well, actually, this is going to probably be my last episode, guys. The contract negotiations after the Small Town Monsters documentary have basically fallen apart.
With Hellbent Holler?
With Hellbent Holler, the head of Hellbent Holler is not willing to meet my demands, which are pretty reasonable. I jotted a few of them down.
Turns out that some people are trying to unionize. Yes.
A living wage, any wage would be very much appreciated. We are striking for safer working conditions.
We are striking?
We?
Lighter
packs, no more rocks.
No more rocks.
Days off, like any days off. Just a day off.
What
days
do you
off.
want from me?
Mental health counseling should be provided for what I have to go through.
These kids today are too soft.
Bristol needs to be banned from all chats.
Okay, I can do that.
All right.
I can do that.
I want the return of my banner from Ken. God only knows what's being done
to cut a hole
banner.
in the banner, so no, you're
and
not
I
getting
want
that.
a venomous, serpent-free working environment going forward. So,
it's been great working with you.
Indeed, this will be my final night. I'm sure she'll have a. Anyway,
so we are hiring here at Hellbent. We don't want any scabs here, do we? No
scabs. Anyway,
all right, guys. We're super tired, excited.
We're tired, man.
What did Nick Cage say? I'm a little tired. I'm a little wired. So that's where we're at.
It's been a crazy couple of decades at this point, but past week has been wild. The Small Town Monsters doc is doing gangbusters.
I think that is the correct word for it.
Gangbusters doesn't get used enough nowadays, but it's doing gangbusters. It's doing really well, man. I appreciate all of you guys who have left very positive comments talking about how much you love us, you adore us, we're the best thing ever. Future of cryptozoology.
I didn't read any of those comments.
I kind of read into it a little bit. I kind of read between the lines. You know, I get the intent of what's being said, even if it's not said at this point. So,
we're putting our spectacles on. I was telling Joe earlier, I was like, I'm so blind these days, like sitting in front of a computer so much, working and editing. I am blind. But, the release of the Monster on Morris Mountain, Bigfoot and the Uwharries, was an insane success, I believe. It seems like we've gotten a lot of really good feedback on that. We've gotten some strange negative feedback. Turns out a lot of people do not want a woman doing anything.
Who does, to be honest with you? Who does?
So,
as a misogynist myself.
Turns out they don't really want that to happen, but that's okay. Other than that, it's been just a great response. We did a live right after, and you could tell on that live right after the premiere on Sunday that we were pretty jacked up, I guess. But we're going to kind of continue that conversation a little bit today, but we're going to also talk about a video that we just released on our channel on Friday night. We did a premiere on Friday night of A Shot in the Dark. That was a continuation of this Blackthorn saga. We went out into Blackthorn and we were still on the phase of mapping out all of these peninsulas. We still don't have everything mapped out at this point, but during that investigation, we went out there. As soon as we got out of the truck, we saw that footprint in that anthill.
And I have to explain, because this always comes up.
Does it?
It drives me crazy. It's one of my pet peeves.
There's so few.
So few of them. Everything, because it's just I just lead such a joyous, peaceful life. People, and I see this everywhere where Bigfoot tracks are discussed or displayed or everything like that. And you know what? Here's the deal. Black bears do double step. They step into their own tracks sometimes, and it looks damn near like a Bigfoot print. But you can see in the middle sometimes there's toe ridges in the middle.
And I don't know what's going on with everybody's names. It was doing this Sunday too. It's
doing this. It's real weird because
it's showing your handle, but there's been an update to StreamYard. It might fix later. We'll see.
It ain't us.
Carry on, Mr. Footprint.
People will always be, well, why is there just one? Insinuating that you faked it and you were lazy, so you only faked the one, and then you just took prints of that. And I'm always just like, unless you're tracking one of these things across the beach or maybe the Sahara Desert, the ground is going to be varying degrees of hardness, various types of soil, various types of substrate. It's not every inch of ground is not going to pick up tracks the way that other spots do. And in this particular spot where we found this one, the ground had been very hard. As you can tell by the way we're dressed, it was just starting to winter was just starting to kind of lose its grip on this part of the country. And we had a day where it was pretty warm, comparatively speaking, and the anthills just erupted out. Well, then it got cold after that again. So the ground was still hard for the most part, but that anthill was soft. And whatever this is just was not trying to dodge an anthill. I don't think these things expect people to be out there for the most part. And those ants were still scurrying, and the little ridges of dirt was up between the toes. And those were actually in the process of kind of collapsing. So this print was really freaking fresh, especially because of how agitated the ants were. They were in the process of trying to fix the damage or do whatever the hell ants do. I don't know. I had Bigfoot. I don't know. I know about ants.
I'm not an antologist.
I'm not an antologist. But that print was interesting, man. And you could see the toe. The big toe was very, and it was just because whatever had set down kind of kicked off and put more pressure on that big toe as it went. And who knows, maybe it heard us coming and it was standing there. And then that was as it was kicking off and getting into cover. I don't know, but that was a really good print. Prints are not as easy to find, especially in this area because of we're in red clay mud or red clay dirt. So when we do find prints, they're pretty freaking good. Remember that one we found on that old mountain road that was 3 inches deep?
Yeah.
Because we'd had heavy rains and it just sunk
That's actually
in.
on our, that's on the intro to our channel, but that is also in the intro to the Morris Mountain video.
Yeah. So, but anyway, like I said, I'm not a print guy. I dug that print. That was a pretty good freaking print.
And it was great. What was amazing is the ants were still milling about. I know because I poke ant hills in the yard all the time. It doesn't take long for them to kind of establish order and then go back in, So that was insanely fresh.
So I am not a real PC person, in case you have not picked up on that over the past 5 or 6 years. More of us women in front for Cryptid and Paranormal. It's weird because at least 50%, if not more, of the people that are into these subjects are female. Mm-hmm. Now, it seems like it's more prevalent in the paranormal communities with ghost hunting. UFO people weird me out. Okay, that's a different type of weirdness.
We're gonna put them in a box in the corner.
Yeah. So they. I don't really know much about UFO enthusiasts, but Bigfoot,
they don't know much about themselves.
It's just weird that, and there's women that are involved in it, but it's not to the degree and not to the amount I think that we should have, if nothing else, because there does seem to be something to that trope that women seem to generate more activity out there in the woods. You know what I'm saying? At least in my opinion,
I think we're closer to, it's an obvious thing that women are closer to touching the paranormal than men simply are. You say it yourself all the time. I'm a very shallow person. You're not a very shallow person.
Pretty shallow.
You say it pretty tongue in cheek, but it's women are much more open to that emotional connection, that empathy, that opening themselves up to it emotionally than men are. So maybe we make ourselves vulnerable to it.
Yeah. Curtis Whitaker bringing us in tonight. Curtis Whitaker.
Curtis, don't hurt us.
Curtis, don't hurt us. Thank you, Curtis.
Yeah, I wish I knew what was up with everybody's names on here. That you don't have like your name.
Yeah, and this is not an us thing. This is just some sort of YouTube or StreamYard update that it's coming up like this.
Hopefully
so
it'll
fix itself. But it's just you don't see women represented. When I think of like Bigfoot people, I just think of like dudes that look like me, like not as good looking, just grumpy ass old like men, you know. We need a facelift. You know what I'm saying? The community needs a facelift, and I think it's awesome that there's.
What did the Joker say in Tim Burton?
This town needs an enema. Anyway, but he.
Gary Nolan. He said there needs to be. I think it was in 2016. He tweeted that there needed to be a professionalization of the UAP subject and the UFO subject. And that's what kind of led to him getting involved in it, bringing in a lot of more professional voices and everything. And I think something similar needs to happen.
Oh, no. Hold on one second.
I marked that for you.
Jennifer Mural, I like your show, but you too loud talking and
women are banned again.
You totally can't be quite in the woods. So no, I won't prescribe to your channel, you poo voice carries louder than what? Sorry. Your voice is too.
Wait,
is that it?
Nope, there's more. Loud and screaming.
Loud and screaming, to do this work. Well, Jennifer, that's just.
We're banning women again.
I take back everything I just said about women in this subject.
So I want
taking it all back. You know what I'm saying? So,
I want you guys to also understand.
Jennifer, you are a horrible example of women in this subject.
I want you
and I'm going to do
understand.
you and all of us a favor, and I'm going to ban you from the channel. So there you go. Woo! Good God, the Bigfoot community.
The devil went down to Doyletown.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
God
man.
Almighty.
So these are edited videos. We also have to convey things. We have to talk to the audience. We have to kind of guide you.
Here, we've got 60 hours of footage. Let's cut out all the parts of us talking that give context as to what's going on. And let's just have 2 hours of just silence so that Jennifer can be happy.
That's a great idea.
And then you guys that happiness will spur her on to seeking continuing education, and she'll learn about sentence structure and proper grammar,
Jesus, my man.
how to convey a thought, how to articulate her inner thoughts, and learn which of those inner thoughts maybe should not be articulated. But there we go then. Thank you for adding a little something to the show.
Bonnie Blue says that the reason all this is happening, is because they talk too loud just for me. I'm an old woman and they're respectful to their elders. So we're just speaking up.
Yeah. Anyway, Bettina, thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Bettina.
Thank you, Bettina. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Bettina. Thank you, Curtis.
Oh.
You spoil us.
Funny.
You really do. You spoil us.
Funny.
So that's the other thing that gets me too, is that there's no excitement in like a lot of this. We've sterilized the coolest topic in the world. And when you talk to witnesses, you know that as well as I do. Even years later, you can hear the emotion in their voices. And to me, sometimes that's one of the most impactful thing about witness statements is the effect that it has on them, sometimes decades later. And yet we've managed to strip this out and sterilize it. And it's just everybody's so clinical about a topic that for all intents and purposes is magical. You know what I'm saying? It's magic. It's crazy. The Bigfoot phenomenon should not be happening at all. It makes no damn sense. It does not conform with like our worldview and how the world should operate. And then we just take all excitement out of it. When we're out in the woods and we're experiencing stuff, we're really experiencing stuff. It's crazy. Okay. Some stuff we're like, yeah, we've experienced this before. And then other stuff is just wild, man. You know, wild. Somebody was like, for that scene that where a rock gets thrown in the camp, you shouldn't have reacted to it. You should have just pretended. No, we're in there. We can't see anything on thermal. And something just whizzed like a pretty big rock pretty forcefully at us. That's crazy. There's nobody around us for miles. We're out there by ourselves and we're just supposed to go. And there's this screaming coming ever closer to us at that point.
Yes. Hold on. The screaming happening right near us here. Make note of that. Very good. Yes. Screaming. Yes. As I see, there is a 8-foot tall Bigfoot running at us through the woods.
Pay no mind to it.
Yes, very good.
Good God Almighty.
Well, you threw that band hammer down real quick.
I did, man. I did. Because you know what?
Sheila P goes, bye-bye, Jennifer.
It was filmed in the Uwharrie National Forest in North Carolina.
The time has come.
Bettina, after that beautiful super chat you left us, Joe left a footprint for you as a souvenir, letting you know you've come to the right place. It was weird because you would think that this is what doesn't make sense to me so often, is the dichotomy of behavior, like the such an effort to remain hidden and undiscovered, but then it just steps on an anthill in the middle of like
I don't know. You have to look at, is that possibly that trickster element, coming
or does it
in,
sometimes drop its guard because it doesn't think anybody's going to be
giving us a little tease? I do have to go over some of these comments.
Hold on a second. Ken, keeper of the banner. Maybe it's like the old B movies. Aliens, monsters, and probably Bigfoot are just looking for Earth women.
I got bad news.
Anything like Jennifer.
Jesus.
Can happen. You're welcome.
This is funny. Though City Witch comes in here and goes, the misogyny is coming from the inside the house. Oh, got another one here.
God, that's the. Oh, you got me.
That's a hot start.
It's a hot start. All right, so let's see what else we got here. What else do you got? So anyway, we've got this. So this, and here's the other thing.
Now, Kim Drescher said nothing would ever make Jennifer happy. Let's be clear. Facts.
So,
all right, moving on.
The other thing too is that we're putting ourselves in really stressful, weird situations. Like the gunshot that happened in the video we released on Friday, and we were talking about that earlier. That seems like weeks ago at this point.
That was just Friday.
It's just Friday. But everybody got to see the weird. And again, I've had people go, "You guys are trying to say this," and I'm going, "We're not trying to say anything at all.
We've never said anything.
We're presenting to you what happened, and we're going, we don't know what happened that night."
Right.
I've had people say that. I don't know, that just all these weird. It's reaching for what happened. I don't know. We heard weird sounds. They sounded like bestial voices, like guttural kind of voices. There seemed to be multiple of them. We heard a gunshot. Something started wailing. The voices seemed to separate and fan out. We decided to leave.
You think Jennifer gave you the evil eye? That's why you're over there choking?
I got the whoop now. I got the croup. And then we had blacked out helicopters go over us. That's all we're presenting. I don't know. Draw your own conclusion. But it was a very...
Well, everybody's bucked up now. How much money has Jennifer ever spent on equipment to do research? Damn, everybody's bucking up.
Ooh, Miranda. Jennifer is like the newest Naked Catman. What is Naked Catman up to? I can't remember Naked Catman.
We should do a Naked Catman. Where are they now?
I can't remember his YouTube channel name.
It should be Naked Catman. If I was him, I would
have leaned into it.
I would have leaned into it.
I would have leaned. You know what?
I would have ridden the wave.
If you had just kind of like just leaned into it and just embraced that.
Ride the wave, my man. Nobody was paying attention to anything, but if he went out in the LBO in the naked with a Catman mask, just like come at me, dog.
I'd watch.
I would subscribe.
I'd watch.
I'd ask him if he needed help with graphic design. I want to get him to the top. Catman needs to be number one. But alas.
So everybody's asking about the names thing. That is not us. That is a YouTube thing or a StreamYard thing. It's probably a YouTube thing. YouTube is doing a bunch of changes right now. They're rolling out
StreamYard's
verification.
StreamYard's also updating. So
don't know. What was I babbling about? Oh, Catman, Naked Catman. And you know what's weird? We were talking about this. We had a dude leave us just the craziest, most hate-filled, erratic comment of all times. And then kept going. Like a couple days later, he emailed us and he goes, "I'm sorry, I was drunk." And I went, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but to me, "I'm sorry I was drunk" is a pretty damn good excuse. When a man can walk up to another man or virtually walk up to another man. I think
that's something that Irish people have.
You have to respect a man that walks up and goes, "I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. I was very drunk." You have to go, "I respect that, and all is forgiven." You know what I'm saying? He might even be in the chat right now. You don't have to identify yourself. We unblocked him and everything like that because to me, that's a great just thing. I'm sorry, I was very drunk. If Naked Catman had reached out to us afterwards and went, listen, you can make fun of me all you want to.
This is who I am.
This is who I am. I'm naked.
I'm
wear
a cat man.
I would go, I want to know more.
Live your life, Naked
Live your life
Catman.
now. Anyway.
We would embrace him.
Yes. Kurt, thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We are on the new camera hunt right now because we have a couple of big projects that will be for our channel that are coming out. We've got some big, what do they call them? Tent poles. They hold the whole thing.
Documentaries.
Tent pole documentaries we've got planned up. Some really cool investigations. All that will go towards I
had a couple of days where we would be doing something, we'd be hanging out, and then I would just like be watching TV or something, and I'm kind of in, catatonic mode for a minute, and then I would leap off the couch and I'd go, Joe, I have an idea, and then I'd go with this whole treatment of an idea I have for an investigation. So we've got a couple of really big, crazy ones that we're going to be doing
that are cool, that are like really
insanely cool. We've got one really that we're bringing our friend MK on for because it's insanely dangerous. Probably the most dangerous.
You might even see the Death Wish come out of storage for one of them.
Yeah.
Our buddy Death Wish is one of those break in case of glass. So you don't bring him out unless it's important. Mr. Drive-By Trucker, where do you two find the time to go on location for this amount of time, produce, edit, and everything else that this work entails, and still find time to do your full-time jobs? All of this is expensive. So if we relied just upon like YouTube stuff, like YouTube membership stuff, we just couldn't do it. I mean, we could maybe be out there with our cell phones and living like a very meager life, we would be begging for money all the time. We would be doing all this, but this project costs more than what YouTube brings in.
Yeah.
So this is where all of our spare cash goes to. And also we don't like to be beholden to YouTube for our livelihood. Okay.
We should have wore the fur coats today.
We were going to wear fur coats and top. I was going to try to find a monocle.
My relatives had to die for those fur coats to come into our possession, though.
Put them to good use. A YouTube prank is putting them to good use. But, and like I said, Jesse, I can see where you probably over the next year or so are going to be doing this full time.
Yeah.
Because your editing's so good. And
if I do that, I can kind of get more out and kind of really focus on
like a podcast that, stuff that you could do advertising that we can't do advertising with this. This project can't.
It's too funky.
It's too funky. We don't want to water it down. We want to we follow where stuff takes us. And sometimes it takes us in some really dark directions.
The Seawood Manor stuff. I mean, yeah. I don't think you would be able to find an advertiser that would be able to touch that.
Some kitty litter company is not going to want to sponsor that, or like the North Georgia stuff, or we're finding those like stuffed animals. Nobody wants to sponsor that. We would have to tone it down, and we're not toning it down. So
not now.
To ask your question, we're tired a lot. We don't get a lot of sleep. We don't really have days off. We didn't go on a honeymoon. When we got married, we actually went out and investigated that weekend. Where did we go to that weekend? Did we go to Georgia?
Well, we didn't really have a wedding either. My boss signed the paperwork.
Yeah, so
it was back to work.
It's challenging, but here's the deal: is that we try to we tell ourselves like, hey, we're not going to really do anything today, and then like an hour later, we're sketching out like camera setups because we really enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
So.
You'll be all right, Joseph.
Yeah. Anyway.
You'll be okay.
You'll be okay. So anyway, Falcon Expedition. Sounds like the band hammer was earned. You guys keep up the good work. Researching is an atheist. Thank you. You got to laugh on stuff like that, man. I know that a lot of people, it doesn't really offend you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are words on a script. You have to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? You have to have fun with it. Like the guy on the one comment that said that you talked too much. Do you know what I'm saying? And MK responded, as a misogynist, that's where I got that line. As a misogynist, I don't even know why they let women talk at all. So,
but yeah, we were kind of talking about the documentary we released on Friday night on our channel. If you haven't checked that out, give it a listen. It's a pretty wild one. We go through all kinds of weird stuff. I have a strange phrase pop in my head.
Yeah.
Joe goes into a deep dive into cargo cults. We hear a shot after some
Weird
crazy
voices.
and screaming in the distance, a whale, and then I am physically affected by
People
something.
are saying that they get a Sierra sounds feel off those voices.
That
I don't
chattering kind of thing.
I hear chattering, but I don't really hear the Sierra sound type stuff. Maybe parts of it.
Akin to it, because what was in the Sierra sounds was something more akin to language, and maybe that's what they're referring to.
Because it does sound
maybe
like
not the tonality of it, maybe not the cadence of it, but I think maybe the fact that it sounds like that it's some sort of language occurring.
I don't think these things are gorillas, but the best description I had was that
Thank you, LW.
I had that up. But if you tried to teach gorillas how to speak and they were trying to maybe like phonetically repeat what they were hearing, that's what it sounded like. Thank you, LW.
Thank you, LW.
Our buddy LW is going to be at the Tennessee Wildman.
We will talk about that because we have other people coming to that as well.
Thank you, LW. We appreciate it. And
we'll
then
wrap up this shot in the dark. I don't know if you guys noticed. Called it a shot in the dark. R.I.P. my man Ozzy.
Homage to Ozzy Osbourne. So that's Dead End Yard Haunt, even though it's his name's not showing up. Dogman apologizes for attacking you because he was high on cocaine.
He was riding that train.
The people that were wearing Cocaine Dogman t-shirts at the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference, that's when it really became apparent that there was a very,
cult situation.
There was a cult situation, but a very clearly defined line of delineation between
the normal
TV people and then the Hellbent Holler people with the Cocaine Dogman t-shirt and having to explain that to people.
Well, because you have Alan Castleberry, who is a mountain of a man standing there, and he's just like this in his Cocaine Dogman shirt, and fucking who was it? It was RPG. RPG goes,
you got to give RPG credit.
Looking around at everybody.
We explained it to him, and he goes, if you wrote that movie, you'd be millionaires. And I'm going, yeah, probably so. So anyway, thank you, Dead End Yard Hunt. We appreciate that, my man. So if you haven't checked out the Friday video, please check it out. Please let us know what.
And there is a link in the description of this video so you can check out A Shot in the Dark. And like I said, it is a continuation of our Blackthorn investigations. And there's more to come from Blackthorn, and it gets weirder and weirder the more we dive into that Blackthorn story. I'm in the process of editing the next installment in the Blackthorn series, in which it just gets weird. It just keeps getting
And
weird.
keep in mind, Blackthorn's where the rock came from. That
Home of the rock.
All you need to know about that.
Home of the rock.
Awesome, great captures. Hellbent Holler is the best. Thank you so much. I think that this week has been a really good representation of what we are, what we do, and the whole thing of this project.
From us creating this film to Joe banning that girl just now. I didn't even
put that. That's the cherry on top, for God's sake. So, but the Friday release and then the Sunday release on Small Town Monsters really kind of
shows you what we're about.
Take it to the next level, man. You've got somebody going, this happened to me over here. That happened to you over here. Awesome. We're going to take some cameras in there and see if the same thing maybe happens to us. And then we can record it and show people so that they know that this stuff is real.
Yeah.
So
we're going to bring on MK in a bit shortly because we want to talk a little bit about the documentary.
Hold on.
And I've got some.
Greg McDonald. No joke. I dreamed about the last 5 minutes of Shot in the Dark months ago. I was so freaked out when I watched the video. Now, we did release that for members. We released a small clip of it. So you may have seen that. But go back through the member stuff and check, and you will see. Rick Skinner. More audio. We've got like a pretty good I got a pretty good line on. Jesse had some difficulties editing the audio and video, especially the audio, both for A Shot in the Dark and the Uwharries documentary. So I think I've got a way to up our audio collection capabilities without being too bulky. I just got to figure it out a little bit, but we will see.
All right.
Kim Drescher says, even Makes me so happy that you're bringing an MK for the dangerous stuff. There needs to be more than 2, even though you were both badass. And speaking of that, why don't we go ahead and bring MK in right now?
Yeah. Let's bring him on.
Oh, don't you have a?
Well, oh yeah. Well, there's something we need to all talk about before we get into this. All right, let's welcome our guest.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up? A little pirate look to you tonight, buddy.
Pirate look.
Thanks. I got this cool bandana I'm testing out.
Yeah. Beta testing a bandana. Yeah, I'm going to launch some new stuff in the merch store coming up. That bandana is part of it. And it's very brightly colored. And how is it? Yeah. Is it performing up to your standards, sir?
It's very comfortable. And even like some of the changes we discussed, even with the large logo, I kind of like the tiger stripe thing that's kind of going on with the antlers up here.
See, this is what we do for you people. We go through, we beta test bandanas, we run them through just so that we can release the world's greatest bandana.
Exactly. Let me show everybody, I guess, what it actually looks like. Or can I show everybody, or is it like a secret?
Go ahead. No, please do. All right, let's spin it around so that the logo is not, Jesus Christ. Like I'm firing you as well. Oh, yeah. There you go. Look at that. We've got knives.
A whole new staff by the
werewolves.
time we're
done here. All right, cool. All right.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so MK is actually MK was with us when we did the monster on Morris Mountain Bigfoot and Uwharries. He was invaluable to the whole process of doing this. And MK is actually going to be joining us this weekend at the Tennessee Wildman and Cryptid.
Look at that bunch of people there.
He's going to be joining us up there, hanging out with us. And that's going to be a lot of fun. It's Saturday, August 16th. And it's going to be an absolute blast. It's in McMinnville, Tennessee at the Milner Recreation Center.
So we've got our Scott Nelson, who did the audio analysis on the Sierra Sounds with Ron Moorhead. Just going to kind of pick out some people. MK Davis, he's doing a bunch of great stuff with like video.
MK Ultra and MK Davis may have some sort of beef or they'll just be best friends forever.
I think we'll be best friends. I can't wait. He's my top guy to meet there. I'm so excited to meet old MK.
Our buddy Chester Moore, who does Dark Outdoors, who is phenomenal, is going to be there. And I'm just kind of random. Everybody's great, but Martin Groves will be there, obviously. The Deuster will be there.
Yeah, so we got a good, big old group of people. It's going to be a lot of fun. Joe and I are going to be discussing the Southern Sasquatch.
And this is a real fun conference.
It is not super corporate at all.
The guys that do it are like guys that have like worked on different types of conferences and cons and whatnot, Dragon Con, stuff like that. So they know what they're doing, but they're doing it because they enjoy it a lot. So it is, I'm telling you, I've had fun every time. We've done it, 2 times now?
This is our third time year doing it.
It's been great, like every single time. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I was talking to Randy, the guy the main dude that puts it on, and I messaged him going, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys and going and having a chance to meet with everybody. So we're doing the same thing we did at Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference. We're not taking merch. We're not going to have anything to sell. If you want something, we got a merch shop set up. It's pretty freaking reasonable. We ain't charging an arm and a leg. It's mostly just to get stuff out in the hands of people. But we're not doing merch. We're not messing with that. We just want to be there available.
I do have my boy, our sticker guy is working hard today at getting stickers done. So we will have stickers for the event. Shout out to Parallel Printworks, Tim over there. We'll have.
And if you do want to just give money, you can just hand that to me, and I'll make sure it gets to the right hands.
Piratery. They used to hang people for that, MK. And now another thing we wanted to talk about too when it comes to the monster on Morris Mountain is, I don't know if you guys noticed on the thumbnail, but we have some unreleased footage that I'm going to be sharing with the good folks at home, something that didn't make it into the documentary.
Do you have a clip right now?
I have it ready to go whenever you guys are ready.
I think we're ready right now. So this is some unreleased stuff. What do you have? She's something unreleased.
Something.
We have, you said 40 hours. There was like 60 plus hours of footage.
This number gets bigger and bigger every time you do a show.
No, but
Yeah, next week's will be 75 hours of footage.
so much stuff, man. I was running 2 cameras. You were running a camera.
It was 525,000.
So anyway, there's like hours of pretty good stuff that just didn't make the final cut. Sometimes I think it's because some of the weirder stuff we tried to pull out because we were trying to focus on Bigfoot. And, a lot of times people will see the weirder stuff and immediately dismiss it. We wanted to really make that case for Bigfoot being in the Uwharries.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a ton of footage that didn't make it in, obviously, and I'll be releasing that to our members over the coming weeks. Just interviews that didn't make it in, discussions that didn't make it in, parts of investigations that didn't make it in. So you guys are going to be the members are going to get members exclusive videos like this one. That you're all about to see.
Thank you, Julia. We appreciate
that.
Julia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You guys are going to be getting all of these members exclusive videos of all this unreleased footage, bonus material. So you are going to be up to your eyeballs in Monster on Morris Mountain bonus footage. Let's go ahead and take a little look-see at the unreleased footage that we have from this. In this part here, this was actually removed from the section where we go into the area around Coggins Mine. We're going down this little corridor through here, and we look up and notice something very strange in the tree. So let's take a look at this, and then we will hop on here and we'll discuss kind of this weird little thing that we found. Now, we left it out of the documentary because we think it might be a little too weird for general audiences. So we thought you guys would really like it. Let's go ahead and take a little look at this unreleased footage.
Is it because I look taller in this one?
Hey.
Yeah.
There's a piece of quartz up in this tree.
What?
Look how high up that is.
Whoa, hold on 1 second.
This knot in this tree up here where this quartz has been placed, there was water that had built up from the rain recently.
Mm-hmm.
When that rock was put up here, it spilt the water down, overflowed. That's it right there, dripping down. That rock was put up there recently, that quartz.
I can't reach it. Huh.
That's wild.
All right,
so you can't even reach that.
I can't reach that, but here's what he's talking about. This is water that's coming out. The knot hole right there filled with water from the rains we had earlier. And then it looks like the quartz was maybe placed.
Joe, that way.
I heard like walking. Okay.
All right. Watch out for snakes here.
Yeah.
Joe's the tallest one out of us, so.
All right, well, first off, there's no loose rock up here. None. There's small little tiny shards like this.
Yeah.
But I thought there were other bigger ones up here that I could kind of try to recreate with it. There's none up here. How the hell did I get there? That's weird. It's very strange.
Hey. Joe, don't move. I just heard a scream in that direction over there. Can you kind of hear that on the edge of your hearing?
Yeah. Push it that way.
MK's on the thermal right now, kind of scanning around, because this is a little concerning. Wouldn't you say? This looks very recent.
Yeah. So
this is my first day, obviously.
Are we unmuted now?
We're good to go. Yep.
Can we speak now?
So that is a piece of quartz that something had rammed into like I guess like a knot hole. It was like protruding from the tree, and I had a hard time getting up to it. But whatever had rammed it in there had displaced the water that had collected in it. And because the water was kind of going down through it.
Yeah.
At first I thought, all right, well, the quartz is just, it's grown into the tree. It's been there for a while. Now that was just placed in there. And by the water being displaced from it, we knew that that had happened recently. So I don't have an explanation for that. Something very tall put that quartz in there shortly before we got there.
Crystal Castleberry says Joe ain't short. That's way up there. Followed by Surviving the Strange. Rumor has it Joe is like 6'8", so it's got to be up.
Rumor has it.
So that was a pretty interesting find. It was in there, and you could see that water kind of flowing down there as if something had put it.
Well, and also earlier that day we went out, and that was when we did the daytime location scout.
Yeah.
And then it rained between there. Well, no, I don't even think it rained between there, and we didn't notice it the first time we had walked by that area. And I think we would have, just the freshness of that water coming down the tree would have caught our eye.
Yeah, and we're looking. I mean, there's three of us. We're looking around everywhere. We went through that corridor earlier, and none of us noticed anything about that or noticed it was up there.
And particularly that area is very close to where we go into that ravine, that main kind of big ravine that we go into during the night investigation.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that $10 super chat. I was like, Joe, are you having a stroke? You're quiet over here.
And then Becca Waffles has this presented without comment. Oh.
I got a gambling boat trip I'm going to set up for everybody.
We ought to do that. We ought to go like to Louisiana or Mississippi and do like a river, like a river queen cruise. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
They have a riverboat in North Carolina you can go on and like rent out. I think in Lake Norman, where there's a lake monster. I know you love those, Jesse.
Love them. Just so enthused.
So you remember how Mike Green is now associated with putting pipe bombs in deer carcasses to try to blow up Bigfoot, which I don't think that happened. And I'm just going to say, consider the source coming from that, but I can't say it didn't happen. There's no rumors of him doing that around his home base of Uwharries, but maybe he thought, hey, I'm not at home. I'll get a little crazy with it. Of course, you do get into the transportation, the assembling of pipe bombs, doing all of that. I think the story kind of falls apart when you start to look at it, but we could take a page of that and maybe make some homemade depth charges.
Yeah.
Steal a barge, get out into a lake where there's supposed to be a monster, and then just proceed to blow the hell out of everything and see if something.
I think this is probably a federal crime that you're talking about here on the live stream.
Remember,
like explosives we purchase.
Remember Pacific Rim when the aircraft carrier's coming in and it's got the kaiju like. I can't talk about federal crimes on the show. That one's for me for talking.
That's for Joe. Anyway. There's differences between them.
We were asked, did you figure out who owned that mashed up tent? No, we never did. No. There was no way to know. There was no. If there was a wallet hidden in there, we didn't go digging for it because the thing was like an invitation to
Now we will.
Once we started digging into it, there was like maggots and just nastiness from food left over and.
I will say that one of the last times we went back into that area, and that was in the area behind Yates Place Campground. When we went back to that area, the tent was gone. Every bit of it was gone. Now I know MK that you're a part of some trail cleaning groups, so maybe they finally got around to getting it and getting all that stuff out of there.
Yeah, from what I've seen, like just watching how the park runs, it seems like every day at least one service truck will like drive through each campground and just check. So it's likely they could have just seen that, picked it up, threw it in the back of the truck and kept going. Or it could have been someone from the trail club just checking it out. That's very often how it's found.
EDP Everyday Pyro goes, I got you on the depth charges. Could we play the video of Denzel Washington and Training Day going, my man? Would we have trouble with copyright?
I don't think that's what he says, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he said.
All right, so
maybe the television broadcast version.
Yeah, we'll do the television edit there, Joe.
Somebody wants to know if MK is single and available.
I mean, I'm always available,
He's always open to a better offer.
Yeah, I'm always open,
He's a businessman after all.
Let's see what else we have got here. Are y'all going to be at the Bigfoot Festival?
I don't think we are.
We're going to be at which Bigfoot Festival are you talking about?
I think they're talking about the Uwharrie Bigfoot Festival
I
since
don't
we're
think
talking
so.
about the
Yeah.
Uwharrie movie right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
Welcome to the show, Joe.
art of deduction there. Very, very impressive. I don't think so. We are going to be at the Tennessee Wildman
This weekend, and then we are back in the field. This whole thing kicked off us in our main field investigation season. We're back in the field, so we're hitting it pretty hardcore. We're not doing any more festivals or events through the rest of the year, I believe.
I don't even know what we're doing next year, if we're doing much.
But
anything.
we're back in the field pretty much nonstop going forward when we get back from Tennessee Wildman. So we will not be doing that.
I
Cool
may be at
Crow.
the Uwharrie Festival. I think I will probably show up there.
Cool Crow goes, wow, that was weird. It looks like that tree may have been a rendezvous spot, possibly. What do you think? No clue. It's just somebody or something put a piece of quartz into a knothole that was filled with water that was really high, kind of hard to get to for no real apparent reason.
And now listen, we're not sitting here going, Bigfoot put a blah, blah, blah. We're just showing you weird stuff that we're finding along the way. And this is how all of this goes.
Yeah.
We're not speculating. We're not declaring. We don't have hidden knowledge of anything at all. We go out and we do field investigations and we find weird stuff that seems very out of place to us. And
Yeah.
we're presenting it to you. So you can make your own judgments about what the heck we're finding out there.
And Cool Crow also $5. Thank you. We appreciate
Thank you, Cool
that.
Crow.
A couple quick things I wanted to pull up here that are on the topic of the Uwharrie investigation. Reverend PC goes, what was creepy was the woman's blouse in the area by the mine. Creepy stuff. And that was followed by, well, it was followed by something, but I lost it.
Make sure you're going in. You save stuff.
Oh, well. Somebody else mentioned about the blouse as well. Here we go. Bettina mentioned about that. I was concerned about the white blouse that was ripped up and had stains on it by the mines. Somebody had a theory that they use old clothes for like work in their garage to like
Wipe up grease and oil.
wipe up grease and oil. And that's what we were seeing. And that blouse had been used by the miners to wipe up grease and oil from their mining operation.
150 years ago.
150 years ago, this
From
modern
the era
woman's-
of the Titanic.
yeah, this modern woman's blouse was used to wipe up oil in a mining operation 150 years ago. And then it just stayed there and it got a little dirty over the next 150 years, but it's still in pretty good shape. Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe there should be like some sort of test before you're allowed to leave a YouTube comment.
Yes, exactly. I thought that the weird stuff that I come
I
up
said
with.
the F word earlier.
The weird stuff that I come up with when I'm trying to explain stuff away
Yeah.
gets a little far-fetched sometimes. but
No,
I
it
think-
doesn't, Joe.
I think
It's
that-
very normal.
I think they're very normal human man behavior. All right,
God.
let's.
And the stuff about that clothes, it's like that's such a nasty place to be. You know, it doesn't make sense for it to be there.
It was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, like it was
it-
rank in that place. You can see it on
Yeah.
Jesse's face when she walks in.
Dog, was anybody surprised by the fact that MK Davis was? Oh no, not
I
MK
was.
Davis. Huh?
I was.
Yeah, that MK was in the. Somebody said that guy looks like the
I'm gonna
Bigfoot,
pull it up.
the Bigfoot hunter's son from Harry and the Hendersons, and I had no clue who that was. And didn't you get mad for a second, MK?
I was like,
And
first
you-
I was like upset, like, oh, this is gonna be. And I've seen this movie a million times. It just didn't click. And then I typed in Hunter from Harry and the Hendersons. It brought up, and the guy looked just like me. And it's an actor named David Suchet, who I'm a big fan of. He was on he played Hercule Poirot on the BBC show. And but yeah, I looked at him. I was like, oh my god, he looks exactly like me. And then I was like, did I get that imprinted on me subconsciously from watching that movie as a child?
You were having somewhat of a crisis of self earlier up
Yeah.
Like,
So every picture I saw of this Hunter in that movie, he was like wearing clothes that I own. And I was like, what's going on?
what happened here?
Weird.
Asked after your STM debut, I thought you might be doing a national festival tour. Now we're doing.
That's,
we
that's
did-
the guy.
We did.
I own
Jesus
all of that.
Christ! Oh my God! Make that face, MK. Oh, good God Almighty!
He looks exactly like
Hey,
It's the same
find out what
guy.
this guy's name is, and at the Tennessee Wildman, will be Hellbent Holler, joined by actor, whatever this guy's name
David
is.
Suchet,
You know
man.
him from Harry and the Hendersons.
You
and then
guys,
we'll have
this
that.
is insane.
You can like you could probably like sign autographs on like photos,
Yeah.
charge like $5 a pop.
I could
pretending to be
cosplay
that
as him
guy.
at these festivals. Like an autograph with a cosplayer of Harry and the Hendersons.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah, it's weird.
Is that
That's
not
how I
Sean?
look. Like, yeah. It's the same thing.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Good Lord.
And awesome movie. I could talk for an hour about how that movie is 10 times better than that hack job E.T.
I almost
Let me
had
tell you
him.
about
I was
piece of
that
crap
close. Look at him.
Yeah.
All right. If next thing that you appear in us, you have got to try to work it in, make it naturally, but just go, I almost had him. It was that close. And just little
Oh, yeah, I
Easter
will,
egg
yeah.
for everybody that's watching this right now will recognize it.
I wear a beret and everything, dude. I got the shirt.
I thought you had photoshopped the photo you sent me earlier, and I was like, oh, he put his face on it. Nope.
But yeah, I ended up being like perfectly fine with that comment. I was like, you know what? It's a compliment, you know?
All right.
Good God.
Amy Fountain goes, did you take the shirt with you? No, we did not.
No.
Things that look kind of sketchy like that, we don't take with us for multiple reasons. And I'll go through a few of them for you. Let's say that shirt belonged to somebody who went missing in that area, and now we're hiking around with it in our pack. And they know that that person was wearing that shirt when they went missing. And then the DNA gets on our backpacks. This is, unfortunately, we still have to deal with real world concerns as well.
And Joe's walking around with a bunch of rope.
I have a bunch of rope, tape, knives, pliers, flags, a variety of camera equipment, gloves, rubber gloves.
And Joe kept showing me all this over and over again. I said, I know you got this. I know.
Yeah. So we did. We marked it via GPS.
I don't want you to forget him, Kay. I've got all this stuff.
So, all right. Let's
Meat
see.
sticks as well.
Let's
Not that that pertains to.
All right. Let's see.
Missouri Broad has one here. Half-inch wrench crew found a rock high up in a tree on their property. Looked very similar. Interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah. We are big fans of Half-Inch Wrench Crew. I still stand by the fact that their channel trailer, it's one of the best damn things on YouTube, man. I probably watched that, 10 times in a row? That made you watch it 10 times in a row as well that night. So
Richard Sharp asked, any more Small Town Monsters collaborations?
We don't know.
You don't
I'm
know
sure
what the
we'll do
future
something with, I mean, we're very fond of STM. We like the stuff they do. We're friends with a lot of them to the point where like we kind of talk like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm still holding out for that Charlie's Angels reboot with Aaron, Courtney, Heather, and I.
I'm telling you right now, you and Heather Mosrick would be good TV doing something together. You know what I'm saying?
We'd do like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer Willow
thing. You
I was
guys
thinking
are like
Tango
in
and
like
Cash.
a van of some sort, and you're traveling all across the country, going into areas with like weird stuff happening, like looking into it.
We could do that.
Remember The Master with Lee Van Cleef?
I was in the Philip Seymour Hoffman movie.
No, there was a TV show, The Master, with Lee Van Cleef.
I love Lee Van Cleef.
He was a ninja.
Yeah.
And he had an apprentice, and it's one of those monster of the week things, even though they weren't monsters, but villain of the week type
Am
things.
I Lee Van Cleef? No, I'm not.
We'll
I'm not
No,
Lee Van
no,
Cleef at all.
People are talking about how that you are basically a dead ringer for that dude, man.
Yeah.
You know
what's
what's
odd is that I actually look at pictures of my dad looks actually like him now. I looked up what the actor looks like today. It looks just like my dad. So it's super weird.
You really need to reach out to this guy. And
Castleberry says you need to take on his persona during an investigation. Just play the role, adopt the role.
I think he had a French accent in the movie. I think his name's LaFleur, as I recall. Jacques
you can't trust the
Lafleur.
French.
He goes, MK, you know who your dad is, right? Because
I mean, it could be anyone now. Now that I know there's like multiple dudes that look like me.
I'm a little congested, man. I'm sorry if that's coming through on the
That's
mic.
all right.
So, but anyway,
Jesus.
see what else we've got through here. Sarge just says the same thing. Yeah, we usually mark it on the GPS, and then in the case of we have called things in the past. I'm just.
Wait, I was about to say the head in the bag, but that was a members thing.
Yeah, but,
Nobody in the public got to see
We've called stuff in the past, and I'm just going to be honest. Maybe it's just professional detachment, but nobody really seems that interested in it. But we do call it in. just for our own peace of mind sometimes. So, all right. So
You get a lot of people who are up to really shady stuff in these national forests. So it comes to a point where you report weird stuff. They've already been told about thousands of other weird things at that point.
And you know,
and unless there's like a crime staring them in the face, they're not going to dedicate any kind of time.
A lot of times you have someone use a piece of clothing to wipe something up in a camp, particularly they didn't bring towels or something, and then an animal's going to come by, drag it off. And so if you were calling up every piece of like nasty cloth, it'd be all day.
Saban's dropping I think that's a D&D reference. But anyway, damn it, I had something good and I started laughing at the comment. It was a clever comment. What the hell was I going to say? It'll come to me anyway.
The blouse. We were on the blouse.
Well, we're talking about the blouse, but I know what I want to talk about. I think I'm fighting a summer cold, end of summer cold coming on, but
Jennifer gave you the evil eyes. What happened?
She put the whammy on.
Ban that woman. She's banning you from life.
I have no doubt, man. Ban me, I'll ban you. Dropped a thinner moment on me there. A virtual thinner moment.
You're getting distracted again. Go on.
The guy that just stabbed that unfortunate couple in Devil's Den. They're looking at him for a couple of other stabbings that have taken. One is publicly talked about. There's two others that are kind of being hinted at in certain circles, that he's being looked at very seriously for assaults and stabbings that have taken place in other areas with devil in the name.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, David Paulides, people have mixed feelings about him, but he did do that book, The Devil in the Details, talking about all this weird stuff that takes place around areas that have devil in the title, Devil's Den, Devil's Backbone, and the LBL, all these different places. But I think that we talked about in another live stream. I think that the amount of surveillance and the ability to solve crimes in the urban areas, both to like phone tracking, license plate tracking, cameras everywhere, everything like that, is pushing a lot of like human predators into more rural and like wilderness areas. And that's something we've got to like really keep in mind right now.
Yeah.
Luckily, we go to areas where there's really not a lot of people out. But there were people in the Uwharries, but like most of our areas, there's usually nobody around. We've got to be real careful because it seems like, I think that's part of it. I think they're starting to realize as these stories come out. Now they did catch this guy pretty quick, but they were also open about how they caught him.
Right.
Somebody could pay attention to that and go, okay, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. And then maybe get away with it. So, all right, see what else we got. And if you guys have any questions or
anything for MK, because MK's our special guest tonight.
Oh, that's sweet. We got Tuna here too. She'll answer any questions.
He's our special boy tonight.
A very special guest. But
this is is this one of our after school specials where there's like an intervention?
So but yeah, if you guys have anything else you want to ask us about,
I got one from our video here. This is from the video that dropped on Friday, Shot in the Dark. You friend or foe? What was up with that? So we had some audio issues with that, so you didn't get to hear me talking to myself. That's a great statement to make. When we were headed out of that cut where that creek was going down, we were headed out of there. This is after I had that thought, that voice in my head that asked, travel here much? We were coming out of that area, and for some reason I kept asking, are you friend, are you foe? Are you friend, are you foe? So that's where that came from. Because I
ask what the restricted location is? Like, you don't have to give it in grave detail, but like what is there exactly?
We don't know.
What is there? We don't know what's in the restricted. It's on.
Oh, you can't see nothing?
No, it's surrounded by woods. It's on the end of a peninsula. We can see by some aerial photography that there's two buildings out there, but when you drive down the road to get there, there's fencing up and then there's a gate. So you can't drive down in there, and then there's fencing up everywhere. But if you look on the maps, there's two buildings down there, but everything's surrounded by woods back there. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently we got featured on the channel Nightmare Feelings about our LBL investigation. Do you know which episode that was by any chance? So
yes,
I know
featured, yes.
Where I know where to send the
featured.
Yes, featured. We don't like people taking our footage
Because
without
they don't
permission.
contact us and ask us. They just,
And most of these compilation channels are channel mills that are done in like Eastern Europe, where they have like one person that has like 20 channels and they do AI and they just steal content. And it might be good exposure for us, but we'd rather shut the channel down than have people profiting off of the dangerous and crazy stuff we put ourselves into. So if anybody knows the episode that is on for Nightmares Feelings, so I can, looks like, wow.
They're about to be feeling a
apparently
nightmare.
I'm not getting to bed early tonight because now I got stuff to do. Thank
that's
you, Walter. Thank you, Walter.
Thanks, sir.
Walter.
But oh my God.
Benita
Wilcox just joined the membership. Benita Wilcox has been with us since the beginning as far as a real good participant in the comment section. And we've talked to her. Benita, thank you for joining the membership. Oh my Lord. Thank you so much.
Scorpius on there too, my man. Scorpius.
Whoa. Scorpius is
Scorpius.
also very present. We appreciate it, guys. We appreciate it. The fall and winter and then spring season is going to be big for us. We've got some really big, ambitious plans. We learned a lot doing the LBL doc because like I've talked about in the past, when we do field investigations, if nothing happens, we just don't release a video. Like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We keep going until something happens. But for this, we had to bring something out. So that's why this ended up taking so much longer, because we had to keep hammering at it until we could, because we would hear, remember MK, the first night we were there and we were with Kyle, we heard vocalizations out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But we couldn't capture them well enough to present them. So
I think
we
it kind
had
of caught
to-
us off guard. And I think it took that opportunity of us all being fresh in there. And then just because that first day was wild. I mean, in terms of everything that we experienced. So it really kind of like, am I muted? Oh, but it really like opened the door. But then, yeah, like you said, though, I think the weekend after that, the next weekend I showed up, the first day, there was really no activity whatsoever. Oh, yeah. Tuna, you getting wild over here.
Thank you, buddy. Marcus. Really.
And we do have some questions for MK.
Okay, so
I've got them marked.
Here we go. Surviving the Strange. How hard was it slowing down so our daring duo could catch up?
Hey, that's
Like
why
we
I
said
just
the
take
other
my
night,
time.
He is a ultralight hiker, and we are ultra heavy hikers with all the stuff that we can.
I just carry a lawn chair with me, and then I walk ahead a little bit, pop it open, I relax. Then when they catch back up, I start walking again.
Smoking a cigarette, trying to give us prep.
Smoking a cigarette up a hill. That's my go-to.
I believe in you guys. You're doing great. Falk Expeditions, welcome to the membership as well.
Thank you.
All right, so we got another one here. You're gonna do that one?
Yeah, just how did you feel after that gunshot?
So I had a sharp shooting pain that went through my left eye, straight through my brain, and it was just out of nowhere, just came out of nowhere, and it was so painful. You can see the pain on my face. I'm struggling there. And it just came out of nowhere and it just went straight through. And then the further we got away from that area, I was fine after a while. You can tell at the end of the video, but it was awful. I was nauseous to a degree, but it was just a sharp pain that went straight through my head.
MK, you can choose to answer this or not.
Oh, yeah. I was a U.S. infantryman. So obviously I went to basic in Fort Benning, but I was stationed in Fort Hood and with 1st Cavalry Division. 3 Corps. I was in 212, which is the next regiment next to Custard's, 27. So I don't know if you much more of that, but what the things I really specialized in was I was great at land navigation. I like land. I like traveling over the land. So that was a course I always took, and I always volunteered for any sort of like, hey, we need some range overseers and stuff there. So I would volunteer to go out on the weekends and spend 72 hours straight just taking naps here and there, just going around the course and helping people when they get lost. So that was one of my specialty. Then ruck marching. Yeah.
Becca's vouching for you here. That's such a military thing to do. Light up a smoke while hiking.
Oh yeah. Well, that's where a lot of my mentality comes from. It's like the idea of like doing something super cool while you're smoking. One time out on a land nav course, my captain, my like company captain, I don't know where he came from. He was like a real high energy guy. His name was Mike Nelson, and just like Mystery Science Theater. But I was just hanging out there, and I was walking along, and he comes out of nowhere, and there was like a big creek. It's borderline a river. The water was flowing. It's like a foot deep, and I swear this guy, he lights up a cigarette, and he just takes off, and I swear he ran over the water. Like made it to the side. He's like, good job, KP, keep going. Back in them days, my name was KP. We didn't go by first names.
MK, did you bring any equipment of your own or just use Jesse and Joe's?
Just Jesse and Joe. I mean, I had my phone, and I think the third time I came out there with you guys, I think I had a recorder at that point, but I don't think I used it for much.
Yeah, but you had all your your own hiking equipment and everything. So
yeah, stuff like that.
In terms of like investigation equipment, we had
that was all you guys. Yeah.
Not today. The makeup.
I love the thermal. That was like what I used in the Coggins mine. You see me always like.
Yeah.
We're looking to because one of our thermals that was supposedly waterproof got wet. The one that was made by Fleer, the gold standard in thermal technology, and then they wouldn't help me do anything about it. So we've got to actually add another thermal to the makeup. So not today. The makeup of the Apophis, I think that's pronouncing that right, meteor has been disclosed, and dark matter detection has become a thing thanks to nuclear clocks. When are y'all going to branch out again? We've got some weird stuff planned for 3 areas. We've got something really weird planned. That is going to be, I can't even hint at it. It's really weird, but we've got a couple other people that are experts in their fields that we are talking to, and they are initially intrigued. We just have to have a meeting with them and kind of entice them to take place on the project. And that is going to be it's going to be the Thundar. We like to call it the Thundar of the Barbarians, science and super science and sorcery, doing up for that. Mm-hmm. But I have not paid. I've been out of the loop. This Bigfoot Uwharrie thing has consumed our lives. So I know that new meteor or that interstellar object is approaching. I have not followed that at all.
I've been watching a little bit of it. I know they upgraded its category to like a level 4, which I guess is pretty bad. I think it's like a 1 in so many, like 1 in scary amount to possibly strike. But I guess it's not going to hit this time. I think once it passes this Earth, there's some gravital, there's some gravital thing that would line it up to hit us directly the next time it comes around. Like it pulls us in just a little bit.
It seems like we always just miss it by a hair all the time. So
now my argument has always been: if humans save the Earth from an Earth-killing asteroid, we're good. We're even Stevens as far as climate change goes. Pump that all out.
That's a pretty big. That's a pretty big.
And I would even argue Earth created humans for that exact purpose, to save itself one day.
The prophecy has been fulfilled.
Yeah, exactly. We created the perfect animal to defend our planet.
The antibodies.
Reverend Werewolf, going old school, knife check.
We haven't been doing knife checks, but Reverend Werewolf wrote the coolest friggin' review.
He did.
He did. I reposted it on Facebook. He wrote the best review.
Joseph, you can go
so
first.
I grabbed the knives we had down off there. I have
knock your dang thing
a Cold Steel Marauder.
Jesus
Christ.
Oh, wow.
I had this out because I'm trying to rig this up on my pack to hang, but it is a sub hilt. It's got a little hilt that pops off of it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not that thick. It's pretty thin, pretty lively blade in your hand. And with the sub hilt, it's got a lot of control to it. But I'm thinking about trying to put this kind of like on the side of my pack to kind of carry on some stuff we're getting into where I want a big old chunk of steel with me. So
chunk of steel. Joe and I are not coordinating with knives today at all. So I went to the grocery store today. This is the Zero Tolerance 0350. That is my big old bad boy banger that I like to take out running errands. It's a chunk of steel, always reliable, one-hand deployment. The Zero Tolerance 0350.
Nice. And I'm rocking this unnamed Amazon little box cutter guy. But I got him as a gift for my birthday a couple years ago. So
there you go.
It kind of always hangs out with me.
All right.
Thundar kicks ass.
Thundar does kick ass.
Cryptid critters. Is there anything you learned in the military, MK, that could apply to cryptid research other than tracking or basic woodsman stuff?
That's a good question. Because it eliminates tracking, and that was something I always enjoyed doing. It was was night missions, where like even just training missions where you get to sneak up on people with night vision. Just having that extra capability is very interesting. So I guess in that sense, maybe that's far enough away from tracking. But something that I think about a lot of times when I'm out there and I think I'm kind of experiencing something, I try to put myself in what if I can see, like, what if I had these abilities? How far out can I be? What areas would I take up? So those are some of the things I definitely think about. I try to use when I'm out there. The other thing would be, I guess, just talking to locals. That was something I did in Afghanistan a lot, was just try to get information from people that live around the area. And that's something you can do here too.
Yeah, that's cool. You definitely were an asset in that way when it came to connecting us with locals in the Uwharrie, namely the witness that sent you that video, and you sent that video to us that kind of kicked off the entire investigation.
Yeah.
So that's a skill to have. We got anything else here? I'm just jamming through here.
Heather popped in. You missed it earlier, but when I was talking about a TV show with you and Heather, Bonnie Blue called it the Winchester Sisters, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, it could be called Smith and Wesson.
Ooh,
I would watch. Oh, we're on to something now.
All right. So Heather goes stopping in to say two things, and Winchester Sisters for the win. And you guys rocked this film out of the park. Thank you so much.
I will say I do eat like Dean on the road.
You do eat like Dean on the road, but I see Heather being more of a Dean than you. I'm sorry. I see you as a Sam.
You see me as a Sam?
I just see you
Why
as a
do you
Sam.
always pick me as a Sam? I don't want to be a Sam.
I'm just saying, you can't force yourself into the Dean role. The Dean role just happens. Okay?
That's something a Sam would say.
But you have to be Dean, you know.
Oh, Lord. All right. Let's see what else we got here. I think we had some stuff starred from earlier too. Oh, this was good. I think that's Julie.
That is Julie.
Is that Julie? Julie, I'm not seeing your name on there. I'm sorry. So I
We got a name issue.
Yeah, I live about 5 miles from the Uwharrie Forest border. The area is very interesting and has a long history of high strangeness. We are going to hopefully link up with Julie Wrench and run some instrumentation.
She said earlier she can't wait till we come and investigate.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to. She is somebody who we have connected with very, very, very well and very easily. So,
and before we leave that topic, what's something that I really have enjoyed with the people leaving comment sections on the documentary that live in Uwharrie, and I mean it's almost unanimous that everyone's experienced something out there. It's been really interesting to read.
And it shows that this is not us just going to some location and whipping up some tale or something like that. The people that live there, who are from there, who have been there for years and years, they're experiencing the same things we are. One of my best friends, Katie, watched the documentary last night, and she had gone camping in the Uwharrie National Forest. Was it last fall, I believe, with her friend Diana. And Katie woke up right before 3 a.m. to the exact same screams that we captured in the documentary.
And somebody,
she was texting both of us, losing her mind about that.
Somebody made the comment that what we were hearing was other Bigfoot researchers call blasting. And I'm going, these Bigfoot researchers, they're like Olympic level athletes if they're moving through the woods without light sources. Doing this stuff, but B2, there was variation between the calls.
Every call was completely different.
Yeah, there was variations between the calls. It wasn't somebody just playing the same call over and over and over again.
Yeah,
and it definitely wasn't humans out there doing like Bigfoot calls. I don't know what it was. I can't say it was a Bigfoot, but there's something very large, sounds pissed off, that moves really quickly through those woods. So
and evaded thermals too at that.
Yeah.
And mind you, the person who sent the witness that sent in this video, he's from that area. He's third generation Uwharrie area living. He knows what a coyote sounds like. He's out there every weekend. He's not picking up the phone to record coyotes. Like, he can differentiate between the two.
Boy, and I said this on Sunday. He was such a gold star witness who was so silent, got the video, didn't have commentary, didn't freak out. And I know sometimes we freak out. This is an exciting thing. We don't have ice water in our veins like apparently our witness did. We get excited. This is exciting.
We
but
do a good job of keeping it. Now, we did flip out on the Morris Mountain audio because it was moving.
Oh my God, yeah.
And we heard it going up the mountain going, all right, this rules out any commonplace explanation for it because nothing moves like that. But anyway, keep going.
That was it. That's all I had.
Bryce wants to know, Jesse, do you think you were physically connected to whatever got shot? Because that's what a lot of people instantly went to.
I think that's been kind of a speculation. And I think I jumped sort of to that speculation, that conclusion as well. I'm not going to say yes or no because I don't know. That's so weird. It's a weird concept. It's a weird thing to say. And I think
it did kind of remind me of stories of twins experiencing pain from another, across great distances. So like that, I kind of get where that question's coming from.
Yeah.
Well, you did put your blood on that quartz.
And I mentioned that I put the blood on the quartz. Now, where I put the blood on the quartz is where those screams came from and where the shot occurred.
Yeah, it
was on that peninsula over there that I had cut my hand and put my hand with the blood on the quartz. And I think I said at the end, it was just a goof. And you were like, it's not a goof now.
Yeah, I mean, you did it just kind of like on a
let's get wild and wacky and try some weird stuff out here, But yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of people have made that come to that conclusion, and I kind of came to that conclusion. But I'm not gonna say that's what it is at all, because everybody has a field day if anybody says anything about anything. Apparently,
Buddy Brian's in the chat.
Buddy Brian.
Hey,
so. Question. Okay, serious question. Hellbent Holler. Do y'all carry firearms while out in those woods? Out here in Washington State, we have a rule that you should always carry a gun while going out in the woods. Yeah, we don't. I don't. We're armed. We go armed. We're looking for scary stuff that if we do come across it, in my mind, it's foolish not to carry protection with you. And B, some of the people that we come into contact with by virtue of being in the public space of cryptid research are equally frightening. So yeah, we are armed. We are armed at all times.
Yeah.
And then I got another one here. Brian,
what's up,
Brian in a while.
I know of a Brian down under.
Brian, hey guys, hope you're both doing great. Haven't said good day for a while. I love the last two things you released, Jesse. The one with the gunshot and the one with MK. Absolutely.
I got some more going down there if you want to jump
Brian,
on
I hope
that.
everything's going good for you down in Australia. Ooh. They want to know if you know anything about the Kandahar giant.
Oh, that happened very early on in that war. So I think it was like 3 or 4 years before I went over there. What's interesting, when I was over there, I did high value security details for like generals and stuff coming through. If they had to go outside the wire, like that's what my job was, is kind of like be the bodyguards for them, basically. Although that wasn't my job description. I always made that very clear. I would use you as a meat shield if I had to. But something that I asked, well, I didn't know about the Kandahar giant when I was over there, but I used to do a lot of work in the Joint Command Center, where it was a legit command center, where it was like big monitors, everything that's going on in Afghanistan was popping up, and there was people taking phone calls and coordinating everything. And I don't think I ever heard about it until I left. So I kind of regret not maybe asking around with some of the people that had been there for a few years. But like I said, when I spoke to locals, they described beings inside the cave systems up there, but they were more like what they showed in like the movie The Descent, which is more like humanoids, pale white, no eyes, but they cannibalize people.
The locals reported that?
The locals, yeah, in Afghanistan, yeah. I would use the translator. I would go around, and you're supposed to like talk to these people and get to know them. So like when I was asking them like what kind of like legends and lores, like what kind of monsters you got over there, and it took a long time for the translator to understand what I was asking, because they didn't know what Bigfoot was, so I couldn't like go, oh, like Bigfoot. But no, once I kind of got the question correctly for the translator, I would have them ask like locals, and quite a few of them would always talk about these cave dwellers that would live inside the caves up here. And where I was at, you can look it up online. It's called Fob Gamberry, and you can see the location.
Did they think they were humans that had just gone in there, or they think they were like another species of creature altogether?
I didn't get the sense they spoke to them like humans. They just spoke to them like as cave dwellers of some sort.
Another thing.
Another thing, but they didn't humanize them in any way. They said they were just like cannibalistic animals in these caves.
Crazy.
So yeah, when the Kandahar giant stuff came out, I was kind of interested in it, as far as like, well, mysteries in the cave, like that was something that I heard about. So
they describe them as being pale humanoids, right?
Pale humanoids, either no eyes or like some or super large eyes. Those are always varying, but they were just pale, hairless, and they would just live deep in the caves. And if you wander too far into the caves, they would grab you up and snatch you.
Kentucky goblins.
Yeah.
Kentucky goblins
the
are
pale crawlers.
The pale crawlers, the rake,
Mm.
The Dover demon. There's just all of these, the moon-eyed people with the Cherokee legend. All of these pale, big-eyed creatures that eat people that come out of the ground occasionally. And it's like a worldwide phenomenon. That's
oh yeah.
That's crazy.
And again, this area I was in, I could see them. This is going back. I always forget how old this war is, but remember the Tora Bora mountain range? That was where they thought Osama bin Laden was fleeing. This is like fresh off of 9/11. They when the military did their scans and they started chasing them down through this Tora Bora mountain range, they carpet bombed it because there are so many cave systems throughout this entire range. They had no other choice. And that was one of the last carpet bombings I think America had ever done with B-52s, was because there were just so many of the cave systems in there. They didn't know where they were at. So
yeah, a lot of people are bringing up the gin as well as a possibility.
Amy Fountain, who just joined the membership, please tell us that there's going to be a part 2 of Morris Mountain sequel.
There's not.
Well,
there's not one that's queued up right now.
Yeah, there's not one that's made.
So there's not a Morris Mountain. There's not a part 2 that's already made and ready to go or anything like that. We are returning to the Uwharries. We are going to get the band back together at the Uwharries.
There's too much weird stuff going up in the Uwharries.
We've barely scratched the surface.
We
so
got
we
MK
are
up there.
going to.
I really want to do a big thing at Julie's property, whatever she'll let us do. Set up a lot of stuff and really see if we can try to maybe catch some more weird stuff up through there.
And there's the Burkhead Mountains in that same area, which has a lot of high strangeness, and we didn't even go into that area for this. You don't even see that area in the documentary, but it's also some of the oldest forest in that area.
That's where we encountered our giant rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Some MK, give us one of your favorite paranormal moments that were not seen in the STM doc.
Oh, that's an easy one. It was that ethereal stingray me and Jesse saw. Like, what was that?
Yeah,
that was weird.
That was one of the craziest things ever. If you want to kind of talk about that a little bit, I've talked about it before a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't much. Joe was in front of us working, kind of looking at the ridge line with the thermals. And I think like a minute before we saw the stingray thing, Joe had mentioned, I'm kind of seeing a thermal. He didn't wasn't excited. So I'm assuming it was like a small animal maybe moving at the ridge line. But you said you were getting like a thermal contact. So me and Jesse were kind of looking up there where Joe was roughly looking at, but he's looking through the thermals. And then, just out of nowhere, this stingray shaped thing just jumps through the trees. And we both instantly go, whoa. And we both jump up. And that was a weird moment. Like, what is that? Because we're totally primed for Bigfoot action. So when that came, that we were both like really shocked. Because what is that? That's not even. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that was so freaking weird.
Our buddy Stephen Tichenal. MK, do you think Bigfoot uses pieces of rotting pine to dispose of their own dead?
I think it's definitely like an option to put out there, especially if it's it could be even seen as like a ritual sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way they dispose of their bodies.
Funerary practices.
We've got a clip of that where we talk about that didn't make its way into the doc. That in addition to maybe disposing deer kills, that maybe that's. So you'll probably end up releasing that as well. I
have there's this whole debrief conversation that you guys have the next morning after the mine investigation, where we are in that old cemetery, Zor Cemetery, and we went out there because it was raining prior to that. We needed to get some coffee made. So we made some coffee, made some breakfast, and hung out in the cemetery. And you guys had a really good, probably an hour-long debriefing where we kind of went over a lot of theories about why are these Bigfoot attacking people in Yates Place campground? What's going on in the caves and all this other stuff. But we also went into that as well. You guys kind of went over a little bit of everything, but that whole conversation is it kind of ties a lot of stuff together and kind of presents some new theories on stuff, but that didn't make it into the documentary. But that's going to be a members exclusive release that we will.
And that was a really interesting conversation. It was just like a stream of consciousness. It was just me and Joe just talking about like a breakdown.
Buddy Pancho Zorch, they saw what looked, you guys described it.
It looked like a light blue ethereal stingray going through the trees above us. And we saw it at the exact same time. We're both looking up. We're sitting next to each other in chairs. Joe's with the thermal. And we're both sitting there silently looking. And then we both at the same time go, whoa, like our shot.
And this thing just shot by like, whoop.
Like, just like, whoop. It wasn't like a slow like wave through the trees. It just whoop. But it
wasn't being projected. It was emitting light. Like it went behind trees, and we never.
It had trees above it, trees below it. It was going through the trees, but it was that's the only way I could describe it, was an ethereal stingray.
Yeah.
Our buddies at Heaven Trench Crew. We were talking about you guys earlier. That was an amazing one, guys. Good job, Jesse and Joe. Amazing vocals captured. Intense episode. Thank you, buddy.
I watched their latest video just a little bit ago, 2 hours ago.
Speaking of which, MK has actually started up a YouTube channel. He had a preview. Hiccup.
I guess I should announce something.
Yeah, go ahead. We're coming up on the end of the episode right now. We're at the end of our conversation. So I'd like you to go ahead and plug a Rooney, my man.
Sure. Now, if you in the Uwharrie area and you have a Uwharrie sighting, you can email me at strangeuwharrieencounters@gmail.com. But I have started a channel called Strange Backcountry, and I'm not a lot of people know this, but I'm actually in the process of selling my house at that should be wrapping up here pretty soon. But I'm going to be purchasing a van that I'm going to convert into a surveillance van, and I'm also getting a camper to stay in. And I'm going to travel this beautiful country, and we're going to do stakeouts together, live stream. And we're going to have a great time. I hope you guys join me.
I'm going to put a link to that in the description of the show here. And that way you guys can go over there, go ahead and subscribe. And he's going to get this off the ground and start doing some cool stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool. You guys, I'm really trying to get the vibe that you guys are just sitting in just imagine if it's like smoking aces and we're in a surveillance van and we're just hanging out. That's what we're going to be doing. But we're going to be listening. Joe and Jesse are gonna be nice enough to help me kind of set it up with some of the best equipment. Joe got me really excited when he suggested a thermal periscope, and I said that I have to have that now.
Yeah,
like I want this thing to come down. I want to put the things down, and I want to rest and do this.
We'll get all the stuff like put together, and then we'll park your van out back here for a week, and Joe's just gonna be in it, just setting up.
It'll be like Whistler and Blade, like just
Yeah, you will be like Whistler and Blade.
Whistler and Blade.
That'd be pretty cool. Set up.
I sent that picture of the van I'm looking at right now in Virginia, and it's like it's rocking. It was like it was painted just for me. Super excited about it.
I'm trying to find
but that is Strange Backcountry. We're gonna put the link to that in the description of this episode, so you guys can go over there, go ahead and subscribe to his channel, and that way you can be there, be ready for when he starts this crazy journey. I think you ought to upload kind of some of the stuff as you prepare. To go
for sure. And I think I'm going to stream at the Tennessee Wild. Maybe not at the Tennessee Wild, but I think after the Tennessee Wild Man. I'm going to bring the computer and set up, and I think I'm going to stream.
Yeah, so, and stream from your phone and everything at Tennessee Wild Man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a huge event. If you guys are near McMinnville, Tennessee, or if you're not, make the trip. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be going all day long. There's food trucks out there. There's lots of vendors. You're going to have a blast. The guys that run it are phenomenal. And Joe and I are going to be there. MK is going to be there. We're going to have a hoot and a holler.
The Deucer will be there. There's a whole slew of hellbenders that will be there. So, like Nutslap says, stakeouts in an unmarked van and camper with a middle-aged bald man.
Well, hold on now. Wait a minute. I going through this, I was thinking I cannot have a creepy van. So I'm getting top quality luxury Chevy conversion van.
The Bigfoots love candy. People always talk about that.
Bigfoots do like candy.
Yeah, sign on the side of it advertising that there's free candy available.
Yeah. I open
you
the
know
door
what? And if you put your name on some kind of registry, so you knew, so the Bigfoots would know where to find you. We've ruined Strange Backcountry.
Oh yeah, Strange Backcountry
already. Yeah, it's already creepy. That's why I kept when I was talking to people about it, I'm like, no, it's gonna be a really nice van. It's not gonna be a creeper van. It's gonna be a proper.
You don't want to start your channel where you have to constantly give caveat. Now listen, it's not a creeper van.
Yeah. So it's not gonna be like some white cargo van unmarked. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna have some pinstriping.
I could make you like a cool new logo where it has like the van and just saying like script on the bottom, not a creeper, you know?
Yeah. I swear I'm not a creeper.
Free Zag nuts available.
Paint a big wizard. Yeah, dude. Have one of those like 80s vans with like the Conan figure and like the chick in the chainmail bikini and there's like a wizard on the side. So.
Busty girl in a van.
Subtle, tasteful.
Yeah.
I saw a beautiful like 1976 van. It was in a junkyard, but it had a mushroom window glass in the back. And I was like, you know what?
Wow.
Maybe that's worth restoring just for that piece of glass back there.
I'm here for my mushroom glass. You're embracing your inner Jacques Lafleur.
All right.
We're going to wrap it up.
Wrap it up, y'all. I'm going to leave another link in case you missed it for MK's channel.
I'll put it in the description. That way you can go there and subscribe to it. And we will see what happens here at the Tennessee Wild Man event. I want to thank you all for watching the documentary on Small Town Monsters channel.
I'm going to give you an update on where the documentary is.
You take a look at that. If you have not watched the
condescend me like that.
You are talking while I'm talking, and you've already been fired twice.
channel will fall apart without me.
It's true. It would fall apart without him.
Without me. Jesus God.
I'm gonna be naked in the yard shaking. Please, Joe, come back.
66,000 views on that.
66,000.
A little over a day, and usually it'll pick up. So yeah, you should. Yeah, this thing's cranking along.
If you have not had an opportunity to watch the documentary "The Monster on Morris Mountain, Bigfoot and Uwharries," it's on the STM YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Follow that link. Go check that out. It's a white knuckler of a ride. There's a car chase. Oh yes, there's a car chase. You've never seen a car chase in a Bigfoot documentary before, but today's the day. Go check that out. Joe, myself, and MK go into the depths, the dark heart of the Uwharries in search of Bigfoot, and we find some crazy evidence. Also, if you have not seen our latest video, our latest field investigation video, it's been a while since we've released one of those on our channel. It's called A Shot in the Dark. Go check that out. The link to that is also in the description of this episode, so you can follow that little link there and take a look at A Shot in the Dark and see some weird woo Bigfoot investigations that are frankly disturbing, right?
Yes,
frankly. All right, thank you, MK, for joining us today for the show.
Oh.
Stay on here. We'll give a chat. We'll chat with
Thanks
you
for
after
having
we're
me.
done, and then we're gonna close this out. Joe, you seem like you have something you want to say.
No, I don't want to release that yet because I don't know if that's going to happen yet. So I will keep your notifications on.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Keep your
Anyway,
notifications.
if you guys want more content, more Uwharrie content that didn't make it into the documentary, we will be releasing that for our members over the next few weeks. We've got a lot of stuff that ended up on the cutting room floor just because we didn't have room for it. But now you can see it. If you can't get enough Bigfoot in the Uwharries, join the membership today. Support this project and get that extra content. Join up in the ranks of the coolest cryptids in town. The
Dang
Hellbent.
right.
All right, guys, we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And as always, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Good night, Hellbenders.